Hello, Rocky students. I wanted to touch base with some more details about the primer assignment, which is part of your pre-trip duties. You remember you signed up for a topic in which you're going to develop expertise, and then you're going to present the results of that expertise two different ways, both at one of the pre-trip meetings. So say you're signed up for the Sunday pre-trip meeting, or maybe it's the Wednesday one. You should show up on that day ready to give your talk to introduce everybody else to your expert topic. And then you should also show up with this piece of paper that's called a primer. It's not pronounced primer, it's pronounced primer. But it should be basically an information-rich sheet of paper that introduces your colleagues and your peers to whatever topic you've developed expertise in. And in return for developing this extraordinary information-rich document, you're going to get another dozen of those in return from the other members of the class. So you're going to have essentially 12 or 13 pages that are just full of information about some of the main broad themes that we're going to be seeing as we get out west. So let me show you a couple examples of what these primers look like. This is one here where you can see this one's on the Yellowstone hotspot and geothermal features. You can see it's got a map. Maps are key. It's one of the key pieces that we're going to be grading you on. You can see everything we're going to be grading you on in the rubric, which is attached to the syllabus we sent out earlier. Here's the other side of that same primer. You can see up here, sort of a definition of Yellowstone and a map showing Yellowstone National Park, and a list of recommended readings, another key part of the assignment that you're required to produce. Here's one that's a little less exciting to look at, so this one's not laid out as well. There's a whole lot of text here. It's not as condensed, and part of your mission here is really to condense things and make them, attractive to look at. So you want people to be able to pick this thing up and be like instantly able to cue in on what's important. The other side of that one looks a little bit better, showing some of the details of copper ore emplacement at Butte, Montana, and like for instance, this one has a calendar of key events, like a timeline. Here's a couple that have to do with Glacial Lake Missoula from a couple of the past couple of years we've had students work on this topic. So this one's very attractive on the front, nice big titles, you can instantly see what's being talked about, sort of a reference map here, some information about the glaciation during the Pleistocene, and then on the other side sort of a map showing the extent of Glacial Lake Missoula here, and then some of the resulting landforms of its drainage, photographs of those as well. And then, down at the bottom you can see there's a list of recommended readings. So that's a really nice example of one there. This is also a Glacial Lake Missoula one, and you can see it's not quite as dense with information. There's still that key map, and this one also has a satellite view, which is kind of nice. But this one doesn't represent as much of a chewy document. There's not as much information packed in there. And the key thing is you really do want to create just a one-page reference to whatever topic it is you're working on. Two more. This one's done landscape style instead of portrait style. This is on the Laramide orogeny, but you can see that basically all the text fits into this little block here in the middle, and there's some empty space that could be used, like for instance right down here where there's nothing. And so you should endeavor to fill all the available space, regardless of how you choose to lay it out. This one I think is my favorite of the ones that have been turned in so far. This one's on both the Sevier and the Laramide orogenies. Notice the geologic time scale up here at the top for an instant reference as to when this happened, a paleogeographic map, as well as a map showing where these different landforms are found, interpretive cross-sections, cartoons, and then you've even got sort of a bullet point list over here of the key characteristics of those two episodes of mountain building. The back is similarly dense. You see a variety of different styles of illustration there. And then, of course, down here at the bottom, you've got the list of recommended readings of information sources. So I hope that gives you a better feel for what's being asked of you, at least in terms of the paper portion of this assignment. And if you have any questions, of course, you should shoot me an email and ask them. Thanks. Bye.